The startling conclusion is this: even an agreed-upon complete lack of evidence could not stop President Trump, Mark Meadows, and their allies from trying to overturn the results of a free and fair election. A group showed up at the White House, including Sidney Powell, retired Lieutenant General Michael Flynn, and former Overstock.com CEO Patrick Byrne. After gaining access to the building from a junior White House staffer, the group made their way to the Oval Office. They were able to speak with the president by himself for some time until White House officials learned of the meeting. What ensued was a heated and profane clash between this group and President Trump's White House advisors, who traded personal insults, accusations of disloyalty to the president, and even challenges to physically fight.
What's up, everybody? Major Retired Richard Ojeda here. And can you imagine what it was like in those waning days within the Trump criminal regime? You know, Tuesday we learned about a heated confrontation between Trump's advisors, who had at least some footing in reality, against Team Insano, comprising of lunatics like Giuliani, Powell, and that idiot furniture store CEO.
The meeting would last over 6 hours, beginning here in the Oval Office, moving around the West Wing, and many hours later, ending up in the president's private residence. The Select Committee has spoken with 6 of the participants, as well as staffers who could hear the screaming from outside the Oval Office.
Did you believe that it was going to work, that you were going to be able to get to see the president without an appointment?
I had no idea.
In fact, you did get to see the president without an appointment.
We did.
I got a call either from Molly that I need to get to the Oval Office.
So that was the first point that I had recognized, okay, there was nobody in there from the White House. Mark's gone. What's going on right now?
I opened the door and I walked in. I saw General Flynn. I saw Sidney Powell sitting there. I was not happy to see the people in the Oval Office.
Explain why.
Well, again, I don't think they were providing. Well, first of all, the Overstock person, I've never knew who this guy was. Actually, the first thing I did, I walked in, I looked at him, and I said, "Who are you?"
The lunatic fringe hurled insults against the White House advisors, mainly accusing them of disloyalty to their fascist dictator and his attempted coup, of course. Pat Cipollone's first reaction on seeing this wild pack of jackaloons in the Oval Office was basically an epic facepalm. Slimy old Rudy, the traitor Mike Flynn, sham lawyer Sidney Powell, and former Overstock CEO Patrick Byrne are akin to a comic book cast of villains. Cipollone knew it was bad news to see this clown troupe paired up with Agent Orange without adult supervision.
In the short period of time that you had with the president, did he seem receptive to the presentation that you were making?
He was very interested in hearing particularly about the CISA finding and the terms of 13848 that apparently nobody else had bothered to inform him of.
I was asking, like, you claim the Democrats were working with Yugoslavs, Venezuelans, and whomever else. And at one point, General Flynn took out a diagram that supposedly showed IP addresses all over the world, and who was communicating with whom via the machines, and some comment about like Nest thermostats being hooked up to the internet.
So it's been reported that during this meeting, Ms. Powell talked about Dominion voting machines and made various election fraud claims that involve foreign countries such as Venezuela, Iran, and China. Is that accurate?
The meeting was characterized as unhinged, which is no doubt putting it quite mildly. Evidently, physical threats were even tossed around, and of course, facts were met with delusional blank stares. The team of sham advisors simply had no relationship with facts whatsoever.
I think that it got to the point where the screaming was completely out there. I mean, you get people walk in, it was late at night, it had been a long day, and what they were proposing, I thought was nuts.
I'm gonna categorically describe it as, you guys are not tough enough. Or maybe I put it another way, you're a bunch of
We all could pretty much guess what sort of things went down inside the corrupt embarrassment that was Trump's regime. Well, it was everything we guessed and even more. The conspiracies even wilder, the lies even dumber, the people even more criminal. With each hearing, more damning evidence and more insight into just how pre-planned and orchestrated this coup attempt was is coming forward. And it's Trump and his treason caucus who are criminally to blame. We also heard Tuesday from a couple of Trump supporters who were conned into participating in the coup. It's shocking to see how people can be pulled into such lunacy, but literally billions of dollars are spent by right-wing media to do just that. It's fascinating to see what wakes these people from their dream world, what finally breaks their spell of their Stockholm syndrome. Still, it's relieving to see that these people can be freed from their mental prisons because they've got a lot of company to follow when Trump is indicted and convicted. It's the only thing that will wake most of these people up, because the corporations that feed the billion-dollar industry will finally pull the plug when Mango Mussolini is behind bars and the wheels of the propaganda machine will sputter and stop. Look, through this we must be reassured that American justice cannot be bought and sold, that Donald Trump cannot absolve himself simply because he's got a criminal political empire backing him. That's the sort of thing that third world dictatorships are built on, not something that should ever be a reality on American soil. Generations of our heroes have fought and died for American ideals. They fought to ensure that we would have an American that is free, fair, and just. Right now, Donald Trump and his fascist buddies are fighting that tooth and nail. That's the crux of the matter here. To this very day, Donald Trump is still waging his coup attempt, still trying to murder America and kill democracy to ensure his own monopoly and soothe his twisted narcissistic ego. Trump must be convicted. It is so very sad that people can't figure these simple facts out. They have been rendered blind, manipulated by their political heroes to the point they no longer know up from down. Hopefully they wake up and realize nobody should be on the team of insane, the fascist, the corrupt. If you think Powell, Flynn, Giuliani, and Donald Trump are blameless heroes, then count yourself in the lot of the hopelessly corrupt, insane, and un-American. Sappers clear the way, airborne all the way.